Hood is an absolute monster of a stock in this green market, and we're reaching all-time highs, seeing if we can blow past that, or if the sellers can gain that control and reject here, recorrecting from this overextended move. Now we're going to be doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol HOOD Hood, starting on the weekly time frame. Now guys, what you can see here is we are in a cup and handle like pattern, long-term cup and handle, where we reach that $85 level after IPOing, and we come back down about 2.5 year consolidation range. We come back up, hit that $65 level, trend back down, bounce again off this $30 level where that stock picked up that steam, and then just monster price action all the way to that $85 level. As you can see, only 2 red candles out of 12 candles. Absolute monster price action from the buyers here, pushing it all the way, testing those all-time highs. Now, this is a very different cup and handle like pattern. Usually when you see a cup and handle, guys, you see, get in that formation of a cup, and the handle's a bit more tight, right? Now, typically you see a little bit of tighter price action, creating that neckline area, trending slowly downwards, creating a handle. And then typically you see that retest of that neckline and then that breakthrough. What we see here, guys, is that cup formation and a big downward movement to that $30 level, and then a retracement up, breaking right through that neckline area and then trending upwards to the all-time high area. A little bit of a different formation, but nevertheless a cup and handle formation. Now, what you don't want to do as a trader is kind of gamble on a short, right? Oh, it's at all-time high, and we're very overextended, so it's only due for a big reversal, just like we saw here. Get to that cup neckline formation, that rough neckline area, mirroring that more recent move, retracement, and then you see that bigger move. So some could say, we're overextended. We've hit all-time highs. We're going to reject here, and we're going to see a move downwards, possibly hold higher or retrace that movement. Which, yes, that is a possibility, but you don't want to short. It's a very strong stock in this current market. So what you want to look for is a strong move over that $85 level, really claiming it, getting to that blue sky territory. We would imagine that would want to test that psychological $100 level. You could see some resistance hold up there. First things first, guys, is price definitely needs to get over that in a nice fashion. We are hitting these all-time high areas. You can see it bounce at that top of that neckline formation. You can see stock kind of do something like this, come back down, bounce right at that neckline formation, and continue upwards, retest that point, and then break out. And what you could also see is price just holds up here, a little bit of consolidation, and then the breakout. And on the bear side, the possibility is always there that we get a rejection here, and we try to hold up, but we ultimately retrace back down, test that support at 30 again, retracing that whole entire movement, which I think is very unlikely in this case scenario with how buyers have pushed this stock and how strong we have been overall. You can't not be bullish with that type of price action, but we'll have to see if price can hold up and break right through that point, trying to reach that psychological $100 level, or if we'll get a smaller pullback and then that retest, which would still be a bullish sign. And then for the bears, you'd want to see at least a retracement back down to that neckline area. If we get the bounce there, that wouldn't be bad for the buyers, but if we don't, very likely that we retrace that entire movement or the majority of that movement. All right, guys, now on the daily chart, you see a little bit of a better perspective of how we got in this range and this ascending profile on the stock. Not too much going on within this consolidation of this cup formation, but then we get over this $30 level. That's when energy starts to build. Price is acting a bit more volatile, right? We see very stagnant price action, but once we get above that $30 level, we see a little bit more volatility start to pick up, and we see that movement over that $46 level. Price is in an ascending profile. We break over this $56 resistance, and then we see that move up to that $65 resistance. At that $13 level, guys, we just see a very nice ascending profile. Sellers really not able to step in. We see a little bit of consolidation, but overall, we see a very nice ascending profile all the way from that 13 to that 65, showing that Hood is really trying to pick up that steam here and was one of the leaders in the market at the time. And then we trend lower, bottoming around this consolidation range as we were in. And from there, guys, we find that bottom around that $30 level, and boom, right, ascending profile, just nothing stopping it. We've seen nice price action in the past here, but nothing quite like we're seeing now. You see from bouncing on that support, that nice green wide bar. Following that up, we see a little bit of a flag range here, and then that nice breakout, and that really aids the start of this movement, getting out of that consolidation range that we were in. See prices kind of consolidate, hit this ascending support, boom, right up, big move, hit this ascending support again, and it's kind of just stair stepping in that fashion, guys. And what I want to point out is that we really aren't seeing any pullbacks or moves down. We typically see something like price action hitting the top, drastic sell-off hitting the bottom, going up hitting the top, sell-off hitting the bottom, kind of a back and forth battle, typically in a range like this, guys, with a good ascending support and resistance as well. What we end up seeing is buyers really taking that ultimate control, kind of consolidating after these moves up, not really pulling back at all. Although we reject here, we hold up very nicely. You see 1, 2, 3 candles of price action holding up after that rejection, guys, which is a very nice sign to see. and we remain in this ascending range. The fact that we've held up in this for so long and we haven't seen a big rejection after hitting those all-time highs, it's very likely that we see a bounce here off this resistance and a continued move up. So don't play into the hype thinking that, yeah, we're at all-time highs, we should short here because we have a lot of bullish momentum on our side. So say the bears did get into control. For them to get into ultimate control, you'd see continued rejections, maybe 1, 2 candles of price action rejecting once again. You'd see it get out of this narrow ascending range. And furthermore, from there, if price continues to trend down, we'd have a few consolidation ranges and support levels to test. So all wouldn't be lost for the buyers. So even if we pull back here, I'd definitely remain bullish up until we flush that $71 level, as there was some nice consolidation here. And that would be a pretty reasonable pullback after such an overextended run up. Anything really above the $65 level is game, because we see here that nice movement up and that retracement. If we could bounce here off this top of the range, we would still be in bullish territory. So in hindsight, yes, overextended movement. Some of you might think there's a lot more room to the downside than there is to the upside at this point. But you have to keep in mind, guys, we still have bullish momentum on our side. So in the long-term picture, we are remaining bullish and we are remaining optimistic for these all-time highs, guys. Say if you were trading tomorrow, trading next week, we're in a very neutral standpoint right here. So be patient on Hood, guys. I think we are in a very pivotal point as to, are we going to change the tide to the downside, or are we going to continue this monstrous run up? Now on the hourly, you see a better view of this ascending range. We see how strong buyers are getting out of this consolidation range, building up that steam, and we just see consolidate, movement up, ascending consolidation, movement up, consolidate, hang around at the bottom of this trend line. So let's try to push it down, try to break this ascending range. Cannot do that. We find another ascending profile and we break back above that. Nice wide green bar. And that's where we tap those all-time highs at 85.55, holding higher, try to trend up again, reject once again. We do still find some higher consolidation around that $82 level. We're very prone to see another retest since we are in such a narrow range and this beautiful uptrend. I definitely do predict that we retest this $85 level before either flushing or breaking through that. So keep your eyes between that $82 and $85 range. Watch for that retest of all-time highs. So yeah, guys, Hood is definitely a stock we don't have to overanalyze. We see this ridiculous overextended run-up. We see we are testing these all-time highs. We've broken out of a very long-term cup and handle pattern. All good bullish signs. But keep in mind, we are headed to that blue sky territory, to that territory where we don't have any resistance markers. We don't have many support markers. So keep that in mind when trading Hood. Also keep in mind that we could definitely be seeing that leg up, guys, getting in that territory, but we also could be seeing a little bit of a pullback since we are in such an overextended movement. You gotta stay patient on this one. If you're in Hood for the long term, we're looking very good here. I think we're in an excellent position. If you are a short-term trader, stay patient on this one. Don't buy the hype to the downside just because we're overextended. We've seen buyers really put that work in here. But also don't be insanely bullish that we're just going to blow right past this zone like nothing. Now, we have a beautiful ascending profile here, but we are hitting a very important level, these all-time highs. Now watch to see what price will do on that next retest of that zone. And if we reject again, it's definitely probable we see that smaller pullback. If we pull right through, guys, it's probable that we regain that zone and we start to see some price action in that all-time high territory. That's all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing, as I'll continue to cover Hood as well as other major tickers. Trade smart, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.